Hello, students. Let's do the problem. And it says, Steve lights a candle that is 40 centimeters long. The graph below shows the height of the candle, Y, after X elapsed time. What is the rate of change of the height of the candle in centimeters with respect to the elapsed time in hours? Record your answer and fill in the bubbles on the grid below. So what is one word that, first of all, what are they talking about, right? They're talking about a candle, okay? And that candle was 40 centimeters long, right? When he lighted up, it was that tall, 40 centimeters long, okay? Now, what happened to the height of the candle if you are burning the candle? Think about it. It's going to keep on going what? Shorter and shorter and shorter, right? Very good. So the question is, what is the rate of change, okay, of the height of the candle with respect to the time? So we agree right now that imagine a candle. Imagine you light up the candle. You come back a couple of minutes, couple of hours later. What happens? Do you think it's going to be exactly the same height as you had it at the beginning? Of course not, right? Because once you light it up, it's going to start decreasing on the height. Okay, very good. So if you look at the graph that is given to you, maybe that can help you understand the problem a little bit more, right? So I do see the first point given to you right there. So do you agree that that point represents the height of the candle before any time went by? So what point would that be? If I want to think about a coordinates, would not that be coordinate be 0 and 40? Right? Where x is 0 and 40 will be your y value. What about the second point? I do see another point right here. That point would be what? 2 and 25. So after 2 hours, the height of the candle is already what? 25 centimeters. Very good. Okay, so I'll write down my next point as 2 and 25. And I can go to the next point. What point would this one be here? Well, that point would be 4 on X and 10. So what does that mean? It means that after 4 hours, the height of the candle is already 10 centimeters. Is that making more sense? Okay, awesome. So let's do the rate of change. I'm not going to do the formula yet. I want you to consider doing the rate of change, which means rise over run. Very good. So I'm going to write it down right below here. Rise over run. So let's start with the first one. Now notice how if I'm going to be counting from 40 going down, then I need to know how is the interval. So from 40 to 35, how many centimeters are in between? So we're counting by fives, right? Okay, so let's do this. So this will be 5, then 10, and then 15 down. Very good. Now I'm going to come back in a minute and see what it means by 15 down. If you're going down, that's not positive. That is negative. Very good. So I'm going to write down negative 15. What about from there? I want to go to the right. I want to reach the next point, right? This point was 2 and 25. I want to reach that one. So look at the X intervals. Those are counting by ones. So I'm going to count one box is 1, 2 boxes will be 2 to the right. Very good. So I'm going to write down a 2 and it's a positive 2. Is that right? Positive because you went to the right. So what about if I want to simplify this? What would you get? That would be negative 7.5. Very good. Okay. What about the next 2 points? I want to do the same thing from here, from the 225, from the coordinate to the 4 and 10. So let's count by fives. So this is 5, 10, and 15 down. That's a negative 15, right? So I'm going to write down the next one here. And how about to the right? That's 1 and 2. Did I get the same? Of course I did, right? Because I have a line. When I have a line, the rate of change needs to be equal. It needs to be the same. And I will get negative 7.5. Okay? And any questions here so far? No? Now notice what happened here. I cannot go 3 down no more because guess what? You will be on the negatives. So what happened right here? Anybody wants to give it a try? What happened here? What does this point represent? This is between 5 and 6, so that's like 5 point some hours. What happened to the height? What's the height here? It's 0. So what happened here? The candle, it's already gone. Very good, right? It finished. It burned completely to the ground or to the table. Very good, guys. So we have negative 7.5. What I want to do next is I'm actually want to work at the question. Okay, so I'm going to find the slope using the formula y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x of 2 minus x of 1. Okay, so let's write some labels here. This will be x of 1 and y sub 1. 225 will be x of 2 and y sub 2. You can use any points that are on my graph. I'm choosing these 2 points, but you totally okay if you want to use another one. As a matter of fact, I will challenge you. Choose the other 2 points. You should get the same answer that I'm getting. Is that right? Okay, so let's move on. Who's y sub 2? It's 25 minus y sub 1 is 40. X of 2 is 2 and x of 1 is 0. What's 25 minus 40? It's a negative number, right? So I get negative 15. Very good. And 2 minus 0 is 2. I want you to look at that number here that we got. And I want you to look at what we got earlier here. What do you notice? They are exactly the same. Very good. We should get the same since we agree that a slope and rate of change represents the same. And negative 15 divided by 2 will be negative 7.5. Are we good on that? Okay, so look at what the question is asking me to do. They want me to put them in the grid. You know that this is one of the problems that I still see with the students when it comes to writing in the grid. So let's make sure that we put it on the grid. We write the numbers properly. So first of all, it's negative. Therefore, I need to write a negative sign. And I need to make sure that I bubble in the negative. Next, I have a 7.5. 7.5, notice how 7 point, make sure that there is a box for the decimal. Don't just put 7 and a 5, okay? So I'm going to bubble in the 7. And please don't say, Miss, can I just skip that one? No, you need to bubble the decimal as well. And then the next number will be a 5. So that's how my answer should look like. Okay, so what I want you to do next, I want you to actually give me a complete sentence of what it means. Many times we work a question, but we don't see what does that represent, right? So the y, if you notice on my graph, the y is the centimeters or the height. So I'm going to write down centimeters. And the 2 is the hours. So if you want to give me a sentence for just the first one without going to this one on the bottom, which by the way should have a 1 if you want to write it as a fraction, this will be centimeters and this will be hours. Since the centimeters is negative, that means that it's burning, right? Okay, so maybe we can think about it from that point of view. We can say something like the candle is burning 7.5 centimeters in 1 hour. Since I said the word burning, that will take place of the negative sign. Okay, so let's write it down. So let's see. We're going to say the candle is burning, right? So when I say burning, that takes care of the negative sign, right? is burning at a rate of 7.5 centimeters in what? In 1 hour. Okay, so hopefully that makes more sense when it comes to actually identifying what the meaning of the answer represents.